colored sheets of paper. Now I am not able to decide which one is of bigger size. How do you actually check out which one is bigger? Now for this, general understanding is we need to have a scale to measure which one is bigger, correct? Now if you observe, I have a checkered sheet of paper, and upon that I have just placed these two colored sheets. Do you remember to have seen these kind of checkered sheet of paper, children? Yes, this is very much similar to a graph sheet. And now in this lesson, whatever I explain from now onwards, you can have all the diagrams drawn on the graph sheets, because it is easier to draw on a checkered sheet of paper than draw squares and then have the diagram drawn. See, if you observe here, each square is of equal size and it is 1 centimeter length. See, we'll assume this. I have drawn lines on the same paper. Now, if I observe, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So all put together, if each one is 1 centimeter, then totally I get the length as 6 centimeters. Am I right? Now at the same time, if I go breadth wise, it is 1, 2, 3 and 4. So each one is 1 centimeter, correct? So breadth wise, if I check, I will be getting 4 centimeters. Am I right? Now similarly, we'll check for the second diagram also. That is, L is equal to 8 centimeters, and at the same time, what would be the breadth? 1, 2 and 3. Okay, breadth is 3 centimeters. Now from both figures 1 and 2, we find that each square is of 1 centimeter length and 1 centimeter breadth. We are talking about this square alone. So what do we know about that? The length of 1 unit into breadth of 1 unit makes 1 square unit. Did you all get it, children? That is, 1 square unit is equal to 1 unit length into 1 unit breadth, which is again equal to, what is this 1 unit length is how much? This is 1 centimeters into 1 centimeter breadth again, correct? So this is equal to 1 square centimeter. Now this actually defines what is a square unit. The product of two equal dimensions of the same unit is called the square unit. Now, since we know this is 1, right? 1 square unit is this block. Now at the same time, I have lots of squares in each paper. See, we have got 6 and we have got 4 rows. We get totally 24 squares, correct? We have got 8 in the row. This is also 24 squares. Both the papers are of equal space. They have occupied equal amount of space. So what is this called? This is called the area. And area is inside of any shape. Like the space occupied by a plane figure is called its area. Did you all understand, children? The space occupied by a plane figure is called the area. For example, if I have a square here, this space occupied by this square ABCD is called the area. The space occupied by any plane figure is called its area, and it could vary from figure to figure. Area is always expressed in square units. Children, please note that square unit is nothing but unit you are used to mentioning in perimeter. That has to be squared, that is doubled. So when you mention the unit for area, you have to either mention it as square meters or meter to the power of 2. So you can start mentioning as square meter, or SQM is the short form. Square centimeter is SQCM is the short form. I hope all of you understood. Now, area of a shape is the amount of space it covers. This is what we have known. One of the ways to measure the area of a shape is to count the number of square units it covers. Like as we did for the colored paper, we can just divide it into squares, equal number of squares, and count them. Because it was a smaller sheet of paper, we could do that. But what if it's of a larger space? We cannot keep on dividing it into squares and keep counting it, correct? So there is an easier way, or there is an easier method to find area of any figure as such. For this session, we will be learning about area of rectangle and area of squares. So moving on, children, to find area of a rectangle. Now if you observe the screen, we have a rectangular colored sheet, as we have tried it earlier also. So it's a rectangular sheet which is divided into squares for easy understanding, and I have the formula written as area is equal to length into breadth. Now children, we'll have to learn as to how did we get this formula area is equal to length into breadth. In the earlier picture, we had named or numbered this blocks or squares as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8, correct? So this was labeled as the length, which was, now children, we'll have to number to find out what is the exact length of this. Now children, will have to number it so that we find out exact measurement of this rectangle as such. To find out the area occupied by this particular rectangle, we'll first number the squares lengthwise. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. So in my measurement, the length is 8 centimeters. Am I right, children? Yeah. Now going on to the breadth wise, I already have one here. So 1, 2, 3 and 4. What would be the breadth of my rectangle? Breadth of my rectangle would be 4 centimeters, because I have 4 squares, and we already know that each square is 1 centimeter length and 1 centimeter breadth. So in this case, when I have length is equal to 8 and breadth is equal to 4 centimeters, don't you think we can find out very easily what is the area? When I have number of columns and number of rows, what is that I have to do when if I have to find the whole measurement of the rectangle as such? We just multiply, correct? So if I multiply, for example, 8 into 4, I get it as 32 centimeter square. So the total number of squares occupied by this particular rectangle is also 32, and what we have found out by multiplying the length and the breadth is also 32. So according to whatever we have found out till now, the area can be found out, area of a rectangle can be found out by multiplying length and breadth. Now with all the calculations and the verification, we have finally come up to a conclusion that area could be found out, especially area of a rectangle could be found out by multiplying length and breadth. The area of a rectangle is length into breadth, this is L, L into B, square units. Children, make sure you write square units, because in perimeter we just mentioned units and we didn't have square units, but here since it is area, we are multiplying both length and breadth, which are of the same unit. The product of two equal dimensions of a same unit is called square units, and that is the unit of area which you need to mention. I hope all of you have understood, children. Let's move on to the next set of problems to have a better understanding of the concept what we have learned now. Here for practice problems, the rectangles given below are divided into squares of unit length. Find their areas. Now for the first figure, we have got a figure which has few squares being divided. Children, I am repeating it again. You can draw all this on a square sheet of a graph sheet. Draw the diagram on a graph sheet and cut them and paste them in your classworks, so that it becomes easier for you to draw all these diagrams. Otherwise, it's really impossible to have all the squares drawn by hand. So take out a graph sheet and draw all these diagrams. Check out the number of squares what it needs to be drawn, and then draw it on the graph sheet. Now, since I have the figure ready here, I will just try to number it first. So if I number the first length, if I take it, so it is 1, 2 and 3. Now length, I can take it as 3 centimeters. Now for the breadth, 1, 2, 3 and 4. So breadth is equal to 4 centimeters. Now as per the formula, A is equal to L into B. Square units. So this is equal to L is 3 into B is 4. Both the units are centimeters. So we will just write square centimeters. Square, short form for square is SQ. So we can write it as 3 into 4 is 12. SQ centimeters. This is how we write, children. So the answer is A is equal to 12 square centimeters. Now, A is equal to 12 square centimeters. So this is for the first problem. Then for the second problem, we'll do the same technique. Length is 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So it is 5 centimeters. So L is equal to 5 centimeters. Then breadth is 3 centimeters. As you can see, I have 3 squares there. So therefore area of this rectangle is L into B square units. Children, please make the habit of writing the formula first and then substituting it. It's always better, so that you remember the formula all the time. So L is 5 centimeters into B is 3, which is square. Again, this is centimeter. So 5 3s are 15 square centimeter. This is the answer for the second figure. Children, you will get few more figures like this in your assignment. There are few in your exercise also. There are statement problems given in your exercise also. We'll just work out few of them for practice for better understanding. The length and breadth of an auditorium are 10 meters and 8 meters respectively. How many slabs of stone measuring 2 meters into 1 meter are required to cover the floor? Now, as we did it earlier, we will write the given statements first. So that will be the step 1. Now, for given length of the auditorium is equal to 10 meters is what we have got, and its breadth of the auditorium is 8 meters. Now, size of the stone slab is equal to 2 meters into 1 meter is what we have got. This is the given statement. Now for step 2. Step 2 is we need to find the area. So area of the auditorium is equal to, what is the formula that we know? L into B square units. Right, children? Okay. Now, area of the auditorium is found out by, okay, L is, what is L given here is 10 into B is 8 and unit is meters. So I write it as square meters. 10 into 8 is 80 square meters, or this also could be written as I said, children, meter square. Both are right. So the area of the auditorium is 80 meters square. Now let's go to step 3. They have given some measurement of stone slabs also, right? We'll see what we need to be doing it. We'll see what we need to be doing with it. How many slabs of stone measuring 2 meters by 1 meter are required to cover the floor? Okay, we have known the area of the room or area of the auditorium, but we need to fit in, or we need to find out how many stone slabs or the area of stone slabs we need to have to cover the whole area as such. So the stone slabs are of 2 meters by 1 meter. So first we have found the area of the auditorium, which is 80 meters square. Then we need to find the area of the stone slab. Okay, then we have to find out how many stone slabs have to be laid on to the auditorium floor to cover the whole floor. Now for area of the stone slab is equal to, again it's the same formula, L into B. Here L is what they have given. So we have been given as 2 meters by 1 meter. So 2 into 1, since the unit is in meters, we are taking it as square meters. So 2 into 1 is 2 square meters, or 2 meters square. As I said, both are the same. Now moving on to step 4. Children, for better understanding, just observe the figure. The bigger rectangle is of the auditorium, and the area is 80 meters square, and this is a slab which we need to lay onto the floor to cover it, and that is 2 meters square. So we need to find out how many squares or how many slabs how many slabs of 2 meters square needs to be laid onto the floor to cover the whole floor. Okay. Now for this, what we need to do is number of stone slabs required to cover the floor is what we need to find out. Now number of stone slabs required to cover the floor is equal to area of the floor divided by area of stone slab. Now we have known area of the floor, which is 80 square meters divided by area of stone slab, which is equal to 40 stone slabs. So we need to have 40 stone slabs of 2 meter square area to fill this particular auditorium, which is of an area 80 meters square. I hope all of you have understood, children. Let's move on. Solve the following problems. A farmer has a rectangular land of length 250 meters and breadth 180 meters. Find the area of the land. This is from the exercise, children. Now we'll start with the given. Length of a rectangular land is 250 meters. Then breadth of a rectangular land is 180 meters. Therefore, we need to find the area of this rectangular land, which is equal to L into B square units. This is equal to 250 into 180 square meters. Now if we multiply, this comes up to 45,000 square meters or 45,000 meters square. Did you all understand, children? Now for the next problem. A rectangular plot's length is 25 meters and breadth is 15 meters. Find the area of the plot. If 1 square meter of the plot costs rupees 250, what is the total value of the plot? Now for the given, what is it that is given here? Given becomes the first step. So length is equal to 25 meters and breadth is equal to 15 meters. Okay, children. Now find, okay, we have even got the cost of 1 meter square or 1 square meters is equal to 250 rupees. So we need to find the total value of the plot. First, we'll find the total area of the plot. So to find the area, so this is step 1. This becomes step 2. Area is equal to L into B square units, which is equal to L is 25 into B is 15 square meters. It is 375 square meters or 375 meters square. I hope all of you understood. Now for step 3. What is step 3? We have got the cost, which is 250 rupees, and we need to find the total cost of the area, the whole plot as such. Now we need to find the total value of the plot. So total value of the plot is equal to the area what we have found out is 375 meters square into the cost what they have given. Okay, so this is the cost that they have given, so we need to multiply. The final answer is 93,750 rupees. Therefore, the plot costs 93,750 rupees. Now, moving on to the next concept, we'll try to find out the area of a square now. Children, if you recall, square is a plane figure which has all the four sides equal. Unlike rectangle, rectangle has just two opposite sides equal, and square has all the four sides equal. Though we consider the same formula for area of the square or rectangle to be found, since all the sides are equal, we can consider it as side into side. So area of a square is equal to L into L square units. Now we'll just try to solve few problems for better understanding. Calculate the area of shaded portion. Children, for the first one, they have given a square, and inside that it is actually divided into 4 squares. So we need to find out the area of the shaded portion. Okay, this is the shaded portion and we need to find the area of that square. If you observe the square which is shaded, children, the length is given as 2 meters and the breadth, it is total. What they have given or what they have written is a total of 4 meters. That includes both the squares there. So the breadth also will come up to 2 meters if we divide it, correct? It is divided as 2 meters and 2 meters. Now for the first one, the given data is side is equal to 2 meters. Since it's a square, so area is equal to L into L or side into side square units. This is equal to 2 into 2 square meters, which is equal to 4 square meters. Area of this particular square which is shaded is equal to 4 square meters. Now going on to the second one. We'll name this as B. Okay, for this one, we have 2 squares, one inside the other one. So we need to find the rectangular part or the difference between the smaller square and the bigger square. So for that, we'll first find the area of the smaller square. We'll name this as 1 and the bigger square as 2. Okay, so the given side of 1, the first figure is 4.5 meters. So the area of the first figure is equal to side into side is equal to L into L square units is equal to 4.5 into 4.5 square meters. This is equal to 20.25 square meters. Now this was the area of the first square. Now for the area of second square, the given data is side is equal to 5.5 meters So the area of the second square is equal to same formula, is equal to 5.5 into 5.5 square meters is equal to 30.25 square meters. Now since we want the shaded portion, area of a shaded portion is equal to A2 minus A1. Did you all get it, children? That is 30.25 minus 20.25, which is equal to 10 square meters. I hope all of you understood. Now moving on to solving few more problems. Solve the following problems. The length of a square room is 6 meters. What is the area of the floor of the room? So the given is length is equal to 6 meters. Now area is equal to L into L square units is equal to 6 into 6 square meters, which is equal to 36 square meters. Did you all understand, children? Moving on to the next problem. The length of a square room is 8 meters. How many granite stones of 2 meters by 1 meter are required to cover the floor of the room? So the given statement here, length of the square room is 8 meters and measurement of granite stone is equal to 2 meters by 1 meter. Now for the calculation part, children. Now we need to find the area of the room. So area of the room is nothing but L into L square units, which is equal to 8 into 8 square meters, which is equal to 64 square meters, is equal to measurement is 2 meters by 1 meters, which is equal to 2 square meters. The area of the granite stone is 2 square meters. Now for step 4, we need to find the number of granite stones required, correct? So therefore, number of granite stones required is equal to area of the room divided by area of granite stones. Correct, children? What did we find out? Area of the room is 64 square meters divided by 2 square meters is the area of the granite stone. So how much does it come up to? 64 divided by 2 is nothing but 32 granite stones. Now moving on to the next problem. The length of a square room is 400 centimeters. How many square tiles of 10 centimeters in length are required to cover the floor of the room. So the given, for that matter, first step, length of the given room is 400 centimeters. Then length of tile, I'll write it like this so that it is clear, is 10 centimeters. Now for step 2, area of the room is equal to L into L square units, which is equal to 400 into 400 square centimeters, which is equal to 1,60,000 square centimeters. Now step 3 would be area of the tile is equal to, the same formula holds good, but the length is 10 centimeters, so 10 into 10 is equal to 100 square centimeters. Now for step 4, you need to find the number of tiles required, which is equal to area of the room divided by area of the tile. Now, which is equal to, area of the room is 1,60,000 divided by area of the tile is 100. Both the units are square centimeters. Children, if you can cancel it here itself, it's easier. Now it is 1,600 tiles that are required to fill in the room. I hope all of you got it. Now with this we have understood how we can find areas of different shapes. For example, if it is not a regular shape also, you can, if it has a proper dimension as such, not with any curves, then it's easier to find out. It is usually found out by calculating the or counting the number of squares in it. You actually can divide the whole figure into equal number of squares, then it's easier to find, even if it is not a proper regular square or a rectangle. Now there are two examples given here. See, the area of the first figure here comes up to 12 centimeters square. I'll tell you how. See, if you can just number, so there are 12 squares, so hence the area of this particular figure is 12 centimeters square. Similarly, for this second figure, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 18. So the total area would be 18 centimeters square. I hope all of you have understood, children. Now, After understanding about perimeter and area, it's very important to know the difference between the two, because both perimeter and area might look the same, but it is not very similar, because area is found out by, area is nothing but the space occupied by the figure, but perimeter is the boundary of any figure as such. So in the same, if you can observe the screen, I have two pictures of the same dimension, but area is, see, the first figure we will calculate the area. Area happens to be, see, I have 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 8 squares, 8, then length is 8, breadth is 1 2 3 4 5 6. So 8 into 6, which is equal to 48 square centimeters. But when it comes to perimeter, it is nothing but 2 into L plus B, two into 8 plus 6 centimeters. 8 plus 6 is 14. So 14 into 2 is 28. I hope all of you could find out the difference, children. Perimeter is the boundary, but area is the space occupied. This is the space, and it relates to the outer boundary of any figure. With this, we'll have to attend to few assignment questions. Children, all the questions are discussed in the session. You can just try answering them all by yourself and check out for the answers in the PDF. The second main has few figures which we have already dealt in the sessions. You need to find the areas by counting the squares. Then the third main has few pictures in them, and the length and the breadth are given. You need to find the area of it. The fourth main has solved the following problems. These are statement problems which we have already dealt with, very much similar to those problems. Try all these all by yourself.